Hi guys, look where we're today. Salvage, Declan geary in Brewery, County Limerick. It's on the Limerick-Cork border. It's just, if you don't know where Brewery is, it's very, very close to Charleville. Not too far, about a half an hour from Limerick City. I suppose, yeah, thereabouts, only 10 minutes up the road from Charleville. But we're here, Declan brakes, all Fords, couple of Fiats. There's some amount of stuff here. We're going to go through some of the stuff. If you see anything here, New Holland 1900 over there in the corner, if you see anything here you want, give Declan a call. Now there's a couple of tractors here. They're not for sale as such, but there's a couple of them that are for sale that can be bought. But if you see anything here, give Declan a shout. Declan geary, Brewery, County Limerick. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera and we're going to give a look at what's here. And yeah, look at this stuff. Look at this 8.1, Ford 8.1. Believe it or believe it not, this was a Kerry tractor. I think it's a Holland import. I actually drove this tractor and I believe I could have it on a video going back a while ago. This thing is absolutely spotless. When I saw this, I think there was an air tank on it. I'm not exactly too sure, but I think there was an air tank on it. But I think the air tank is probably gone off it. That's a spotless tractor. And like that is for sale. Look at this. She's a Ford, another import. A 9.7, what's that, is that an air conditioning pump? 9.7 Ford. Again, I think this is very same or very similar to a TW20. Very, very same. Lads, that's a beautiful tractor. For sale again. Would sell. So, hang on, my phone is ringing. And for sale. So, Declan geary. Look at all this, lads. Look, his engines, I don't even know what the engines are off of. I'm going to presume that's a Fiat, Ford, all engines, 6 cylinders. He has a couple of 30, 40 John Deeres over. They're broken in pieces. All the pieces are there. His back ends, differentials, gearboxes, diesel tanks. Anyone looking for a Ford diesel tank? No, these are again some of his own tractors. A nice Ford 5000. Actually, I know a fella looking for a 7000 if anyone wants to leave a comment there. And that's another 5,000. And that's another 5,000. We've 3 5,000s in a row. That's savage, lads. Dashes, 4 dashes up in the racks. John Deere diesel tanks. What's this? Nice major. A nice diesel major. And what's this? She's a nice. Is she 2,000? With the pre-war, what do they call it? Grill. She's surely 2,000, is she? I don't know. Lads, that's nice. More oil pumps. Lads, that's savage. That's savage. Look at all the stuff, lads. A 6.6 4-wheel drive. Another major over there. This is a Forsyths. I think she's a Forsyths. She's Eastern European harvester. There's a header for it over there. I don't think that's for sale though. JCB teleporter, he's using that as a county here, lads. A 7.810, told me that is for sale. I don't know the money. Don't ask me the money. If you see anything here you like, contact Declan geary. Hang on a minute now. I'm going to answer this, lads. Back 7.810, we'll give a look at that in a second again. We'll give a better look at it. 6.6, a 6.6 roadless, lads. That's a handsome tractor. Of course, county conversion again. Well, roadless is different. I know. Yeah, look, don't argue with me. Don't shoot the messenger. County, of course, a massive company. County took Fords and took all that, and they converted. They done their own conversion, and they just basically done their own conversion. And if you're wondering why, at the time there was no 4-wheel drives. There was kind of no factory made 4-wheel drives. One time, like for those of you that don't know it, if you wanted a 4-wheel drive out of the factory, it was a special order. It was a special order, but now it's gone the other way around. If you want a 2-wheel drive, it's a special order. Watch here, a couple of back ends. What's that? What colour is she? That's like a massey Ferguson back end. That's definitely a Ford back end. More Ford stuff, wheels. Another Ford back end. He has all the stuff here, lads. A Tarp double chop harvester. A Class PU 300 header. He has all these rims. Look at them all inside. Doors. He's very good doors. There's 7. What's that? She's, I don't know what she's, 6, 8, oh 6, 8, 10 nose cones. More nose cones for, we'll say 4 or 5 thousands. Diesel tanks, wheels, headers, sumps, bell housings, the whole lot, lads. It's all there. A couple of nice pulpers actually. Watch, weighted wheels, they are for TW, 2 of them there. This is savage, lads. Track rods, drive rod, whatever they are. More trumpet housings, more engines. Lads, this is all savage stuff. Roofs, more engines. Like I said, contact Declan Geary if you see anything here, absolutely anything you want. There's a heap of more stuff out in the yard. There's cabs, there's everything. Watch more top covers, gearboxes, more John Deere stuff, pulpers down along, more engines, doors. There's a heap of glass, there's panels, there's stuff there of harvesters, top links, all the linkage arms you want for the back, hitches, genuine Ford hitches, diesel tanks, more back ends. We go cross country. 7840 nose cone, presume 7840 diesel tank, 7840 back end. John Deere stuff, more John Deere stuff. Ford panels. More Ford, lads. There's some amount of Ford stuff here. Oh my god. Look at all this, look. That's a John Deere hitch. Pickup crooks. Hitches. All the stuff you want, it's all here. All the back ends, we'd say the lift arm stuff. Anyone looking for that? That looks like a county roadless wheels and all that kind of stuff. He said this is stuff off of combines and off of New Holland combines. He scrapped a couple of New Hollands. Look, dashes of Fords 5000s, 2000s, 4000, Ford 4000. More glass, 6810, 6610 glass, more rims, a 4.6 bonnet. And that's the stuff here that I can't see and I'm not looking at it. What's 3040 bonnet? What's the other one? A 2130 bonnet. And what's that inside there? That's another 3040 bonnet. So if the bonnets are there, to me, the rest of the tractor has to be there someplace as well. There's another one there, I can't see what that is. 4 bonnets inside, another alarm gone off. Here's all the back ends. Oh my god, lads. This is savage. Air cleaners, air pipes, radiators, oil coolers, steps. Fellas, I see fellas on the other night, the other internet, and they were making steps for Fords. It'll be a lot cheaper. Come here to Declan Geary. And of course, if you do buy anything here, whether it's that Ford 2000 or that 7740, June, the last weekend in June in Charleville, which is only down the road, they're having a Ford day. Now, it's subject to license at the moment. They've put in for a license to have it. But give that a shout. John Bradley's the man there. It's the last weekend in June. Yeah, the last weekend in June, Ford day in Charleville. And of course, we have Kingdom County Fair on the Kingdom County Fair on the 11th of May. We're celebrating the Zetor and JCB birthday party. They're both 80 this year. A Fiat 880, another Ford 4.6. He said they only came in very recently, so if you want to put an offer in on that Ford 4.6 or the Fiat 880 before they go into the shed to get broken, do it now and do it fast. That's a very unusual loader, whatever it came off of. He had brackets for Tanko and for quickie loaders. I was looking at this yoke. This is a Nate yoke. I presume she's a 4.2 or maybe 3000. But look at the very unusual hedge cutter that's on it. That's a Nate yoke altogether. That's a savage yoke. Pumps and all in the front of it. She driven off the front. Oh, she's sewing. There's a pipe, there's a shaft going out off of the crankshaft, driving the pump. Oh, that'd be neat yoke now for a vintage rally. Like I said, John Bradley, the last weekend in June. More stuff here. I gotta keep moving because I must actually go into Cork City, which is about an hour's drive. It's 2:30 now, and I have an appointment in Cork City at 3:30, 4:45. There's some more stuff here. Heap of weights, lads. If you're ever looking for weights, New Holland weights, Ford weights, John Deere weights. I don't know what they are. They're neutral weight. New Holland weights, John Deere weights, tombstones as I would call them. That's a Fiat weight. Other weights for the wheels, center weights. A couple of more weights over there, wheels, radiators. Oh lads, there's a Samaz Moore over there. I think that might be his own. Let's go back, that Fiat 880, lads, and she nice try. Actually the cab on that is actually fairly straight. I know the windscreen is kaput in it or whatever, like, but she got burnt. But overall I've seen them before and the cab is wrote off on them, but she actually got a good toasting actually. Okay, let's go this side. This is all the stuff, lads. Oh my god, there's some size of a shed. 1900 New Holland harvester. More, look at all the Ford stuff, back ends, the whole lot. Let's give a quick gander at the harvester and we walk out in and give a look at the. Is there anything in this you want? Because he has a couple of them broken. There's a good bit of New Holland harvester stuff over there. I think she, like I said, I think she's a 1900. Yeah, she's a 1900. The engine and all is still in it. 7840 cabs. She's 7840 cab, blue roof. 1996 Limerick. Declan geary sticker on the window. All gearboxes, everything. Back ends, trumpet housings, bell housings, gearboxes, radiators. Back ends, gearboxes again. A couple of 6-cylinder engines. 7, 8, 10, they got burnt. Front axle taken off, it's over there on the floor, it's gone up the country. But the engine and all that's fucking perfect. Oh lads, imagine that being your 7, 8, 10. You know, she wasn't bad. And she ended up in that condition with a bit of a fire. That's his own Unimog. He's doing it up at the moment. That's not for sale. Another 8340, 7840 cab back end. Lads. So any place in Ireland you're looking for stuff, he will sort you out. That's going up to the north of Ireland someplace. It's my alarm again. That's telling me that I have to go to Cork. Forshits. I've heard of them. I know where there's a very unusual Forshits in Beaufort. It's kind of like a tool carrier. And of course they do combines. These are a massive company. They're a massive company. 7, 8, 10 cab for sale. I think it's actually sold. I think I actually could be wrong on you on that now. I think it could actually sold. Look at all the axles. Ford axles. There's a massey Ferguson axle. There's a red axle there. Whatever that's some kind of a Fiat. John Deere axles. More John Deere stuff. Heap of Ford stuff. And he's a big gantry crane here. He brings the stuff in and out with the gantry crane. I don't know if she slides sideways or not, but he drops the stuff down. Lads, there's some stuff here. Anything here, anything you see, please give Declan Geary a call and he will sort you out. And of course you're going to be coming anyway to Charleville the last weekend in June, so he's very close to Charleville and you could collect the stuff here. Right, I'm going to leave this rolling, and of course he has a full selection of stuff. That's the header off the Forshits. He has a full selection of stuff as well inside in the garage. Inside there he parks. If we can get out here. Jesus, you wouldn't be breaking in there anyway, it's so loud. Okay, more stuff here lads. We're outside, the sun is blinding us. Tanko loaders, John Deere loaders, another Tanko loader. manoscope, so there's obviously one of them scraps someplace. Look at the cabs. Look at the cabs. Okay, some of them are scrapped, there's nothing on some of them. Oh my god, there's surely something on some one of them cabs for you. 7, 8, 10 cabs, 8340 cabs. An international cab, and you know the cabs aren't bad. I've seen a lot worse. Baler. Some kind of a forklift. All nice and clean stuff inside here. Ford. I don't know what she have of a Q cab. Another Q cab. A Super Q cab. Super Q cab. A JF Precision Chop Harvester. Another Super Q cab. Another Super Q cab. A Q cab. I don't know what they are. Oh, that's the two. You know the boxes, little box of it. You know the toolbox or whatever. You know, cup holders. More rams. Fine trailer. A New Holland baler. Another New Holland baler. Another New Holland baler. More cabs. Cabs galore. Lads, this is savage. We're going to give one walk in through the shed again. There's more stuff over here. What's there? Diesel tanks. Wheels. There's this place, spotless. Oh, there's, do they call them tombstones here in the ground in front of me? I think they call them tombstones, don't they? Diesel tank. Front axles. Oh, that's off your Manitou. Axles. And Declan knows where everything is. Absolutely everything. Tanko loaders, anyone? So, my god. This is savage. This is brilliant. Go back in. Right lads, that's kind of it. But here is the main place to go for Ford, Fiat tractors. How would I take? The Ford 5000 or the 7810? That's what I take. The Ford 5000 or this. Now lads, next Sunday, Easter Sunday, in Arthur Quarry's Morris Collins Vintage Rally, and the crows are taking off. Next Sunday, that's Easter Sunday, Morris Collins Vintage Rally. The 11th of May, Kingdom County Fair. So please give them your support. They deserve your support. Actually, the Morris Collins one is a brilliant show because it's held inside an Arthur Quarries, and it's a very unique setting where you'll actually get to see the quarry and get to see well, you won't see the workings of the quarry, but you'll see the quarry itself. So lads, if you're ending up for 2000, 7, 8, 10, 8340s, that's a more modern cab, isn't it? If you see anything here, just, like I said, give Declan Geary a shout. In Brewery, County Limerick. It's just more or less alongside Charleville. It's about a half an hour from Limerick City. And yeah, and make sure you're telling me you saw it here. Alright? No. Alright guys, that's it. Come on. We gotta get going. I gotta go to Cork and do my thing. Alright guys, cheers. Best of luck. Bye now.